parenting, marriage, cooking, and of course, our Christian walk. It's Christian lifestyle all encompassing. So be sure to join by clicking the link below. I hope to chat with you soon. Now back to our show. Are you a woman who enjoys beautiful things? 34/5 Lifestyle has lovely, unique accessories for your everyday look and also for those special occasions. Click the link below to check out our latest accessory collection. Good evening. Welcome, ladies. Welcome back to another episode of Grown Lady Chat. I am your host, Dr. Sherunda Simone. Yay! I'm so happy to be live with you again. The past 2 Thursdays, we weren't live, but there were episodes, okay? So I was consistent. Praise God, I was consistent. I showed up, and I'm so happy I did because I want to remain as consistent as possible. So even though I wasn't able to be live, we still had uploads, and you ladies were still chiming in the comments. Let me first start by saying that I hope and I'm praying for everyone who was impacted by Hurricane Helene, whether you were directly impacted or whether it was by way of someone else, or even just the fact that the US and so many other countries were impacted by the hurricane. I am praying for all of us. All right, for all of us. I have many colleagues and friends here in Southern Georgia that just recently got power back, and they're still, some people I know, even some of my patients, they're stuck in their homes. So please, just be praying. And if there are ways that you can help out, then, look into helping out as well. But thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Like I said before, I am Dr. Sherunda Simone, and this is Grown Lady Chat. I'm so very happy. All right. So make sure that before you do anything else, you smash that like button right now. Go ahead, smash the like button. All right. And as usual, ladies, I'm going to encourage you to spam the comment section, right? Go ahead and spam the comment section. We have new episodes of GLC going live every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in today's episode, I have a great episode for you, a great topic that's going to be beneficial. It will be helpful to you because it's a fall. All right. Happy fall. Yay. Now, depending on where you are, maybe the season hasn't changed as much, I mean, here in Southern Georgia, it's still really, really warm. So I haven't gotten the fall feeling as yet, but I'm willing it. I'm willing it because I have my fall fashion that I want to wear. You ladies know that I enjoy fashion and all. So yes, I'm going to talk about how we can have a cozy fall nighttime routine that is going to give us best sleep, okay, or improved sleep. All right, so stay tuned for that. Good evening, Tracy. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much. Ladies, I really enjoy when you personally let me know that you are here. That way I can give you a proper welcome. So Facebook, I see you, but I don't know who you are. Okay, so chime in. Thank you so much for tuning in and share this episode. All right, go ahead and share this episode right now. Facebook, YouTube, share it with a friend because it's going to be helpful. All right, I'm going to tell you exactly what I have been doing even before the start of fall. Some of these things I've been doing, and my nighttime sleep is amazing. It has been transformed. If you're over the age of 40, or maybe if you're just not getting the best sleep and you're looking for ways to improve your sleep, regardless of the season, this is the episode for you, because I'm going to tell you exactly what I've been doing that has been so helpful. And I can't wait to share it with you. Now, before we get into that, you know that I like to do a question of the day. Let's see. What should our question of the day be for today? All right. Let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite season? What is your favorite season? So question of the day, what is your favorite season? All right. Are you fall, winter, spring, summer? What is your favorite season? Go ahead and answer that question of the day down below for me, just to begin to generate some good conversation. For me, I would probably have to say spring is number one. And if I had to do a ranking, it would be winter in the South, not winter in the north. I've done winter in the north, and that I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. Even though you get to wear, a lot of really cute fall fashion in the US, right? When it's nice and chilly. But at the same time, ooh, I had to lug around my son, deal with black ice. It was really cold. I mean, sometimes I remember living in Michigan, I would do a deep inhale and I could feel the cold air, crackling my alveoli in my lungs. Okay. It was horrific. So for me, I like spring for sure. And then in the South, I like the winter, but up north, not so much. Not unless I can just stay inside, snuggled up beside, a wood burning fire with some hot cocoa. But if I have to be productive and go outdoors in like 3-4 foot of snow, which I've had to do, 3-4 feet of snow, okay, still lugging around my child in a car seat and seeing patients and doing surgeries, and that is not ideal for me. So let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite season? What is your favorite season? All right. So Tracy says fall OSU football. Very good. Very good. Okay. So she says fall. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Tracy says that she has a friend in Brevard, North Carolina. Her daughter's house in town is fine. Okay, good. My friend owns a mountain and years ago built a house. That house was, oh gosh, the road wiped out. She was in town, thank God. So she isn't trapped. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. We'll definitely be praying for your friend and her daughter. Definitely be praying for her. Let's see. 10 years ago, I was in Ohio and it was 13 below. Yep, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Those kind of numbers, that's not appealing to me. Like I said, if I can just sit down and not do anything, Tracy, then yeah, bring it on. But if I have to actually go out there and function, that's where I lose interest. All right, ladies. So question of the day, what is your favorite season? Remember, every time you chime in the comments, every time you show up, that's another opportunity for you to be entered into the random giveaways. All right. So the easiest way is just to engage in the community. And it can be here on YouTube. It can be through my email community. It can be on Facebook, Instagram, but just engage in the GLC community. That way you can be considered for a giveaway prize winner. And ladies, if you win a prize, you could get a gift card, usually to Amazon. You could get home decor items. Let's see, makeup, skincare, beauty, or even like a faith-based resource book or personal development tools. So these are all things that we enjoy in the GLC community. And I want to gift you with a gift when you show up. All right. So make sure that you are active in the community. Okay, ladies. So the main topic for tonight is a routine that is going to help us have better night's sleep. And this one is fall specific just because of the, nuances and this little special things that I'm going to share. But really, this routine could be for any season. Okay. Now, one thing that I've really been working on, and you ladies know if you follow, or if you've been tuning in to my YouTube videos, you know that I'm really intentional about managing my hormones. Okay. I turned 40 a couple years ago and it became crucial. It was critical for me to manage my hormones. And a major part of hormone management has to do with, just how you manage stress, what you eat, your activity, and then all of that plays back into how good of sleep you get. Okay, so if your hormones aren't managed well, you can have restless sleep. And so you could, wake up the next morning and be dog tired. Or you can wake up throughout the night and then the next morning you feel wiped out. Right. So I know that I've dealt with that in the past. And it wasn't until I really started to hone in on hormone management that it really helped me out. So there are a few things I want to talk about tonight, going to be very helpful for you. Before I do that, ladies. Okay, I've been talking about our 2025 July conference. Yes, I'm sure you've heard about this, but I'm also going to do a drum roll, please. A retreat. Okay, we're going to do a January retreat. So January 2025, we're doing a reset and renew retreat. fill up to fulfill. All right, fill up to fulfill. Here's the reason we're going to be doing the retreat. I was talking with my husband and he was like, you know what? I'm excited about your July conference. I know it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great. However, what if you do something before to kick the year off? Because I know that I am always looking for ways to start my year better with more intention. And per usual, you know how I am, ladies. I'm looking around for something. I'm trying to see if it is available to me in my area. It's not. So we create it. Okay. So in January, it's going to be January 11th here in Thomasville. We're going to be doing a reset and renew retreat. And the theme is fill up to fulfill. So we're not going to be pouring from empty cups come January, but raise your hand. Okay. Really raise your hand if you know that usually at the end of the busy holiday season, which basically kicks off, right? October, November, December, everything's happening. And October for me has nothing to do with Halloween. Okay. So we don't do that as Christ followers, but October is a big month for us because we kick off into our fall birthdays and a lot of things start happening, as far as like the kids and what they're doing and changing in sports and all of that. So we kick off our fall season for real in October. So then you have October, then you have November, major holidays. Then you have Christmas in December, major holidays. And then by the time you show up January, your heart is willing, but lady, your flesh is tired. Can you attest? Can you attest to that? Well, this year we are not going to do that. We are going to fill up so that we can fulfill. We're not going to show up empty. We're not going to show up depleted. Okay. So January 11, 2025, let me go ahead and edit this so that you can actually see it. The date, January 11, 2025, we're going to have our reset and renew conference. All right. And you're going to want to participate. Now, registration has not opened up for this retreat just yet, but it will be limited. It will be limited to only 50 ladies. That's including myself and the other people helping me set up. So really we're at like 40. Well, no, not like 45. Let's say 45 for sure. So I want for you to be a part of it. I want for you to get plugged in. I want for you to fill up so that you can fulfill all of the plans you have for the year. But you can't pour from an empty cup, ladies. And we know this. And yet we continue to show up in January hoping for the best. But a hope is absolutely nothing if you're not going to put some action behind it, right? Some intention behind it. All right. So let's see. Tracy says, Tim has been having a terrible time sleeping, hoping this is helpful info for him. It will be. Absolutely. Even though this is grown lady chat, it is going to be helpful for males and females. Okay. Absolutely. All right. And Tracy says that she will be there. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Tracy is going to show up to the retreat January 11. So more information coming on that, but I wanted to let you know here first. Okay. So I haven't even mentioned it in my email community. And if you're not a part of the email community, lady, why not? Okay. Why are you not a member of the email community? It's absolutely free and it keeps you plugged in. Right there at the bottom of the screen, you'll see my website currently under construction. Okay. I'm working on a whole new rebranding. And I'm excited, but we have a lot of things working behind the scenes. So right now the website is under construction, but you can still join my email community. All you have to do is actually, let me update that, because if you just go to drsharondasimone.com, it probably is not going to show up. Let's hide that. Hide that. Okay, let me edit this. /email community. Now, all of the information to even join my email community, all that is always down in the description box. Okay, so if you ever are thinking, what's that, link, it's always a live link in my description. All right, ladies. So more news on that in just a little bit. Okay, more news. So make sure you're in the email community so you know about it for the January event. I did want to share something before I jump into the main topic. I wanted to share something with you that I found to be extremely profound for people who may be suffering from childhood trauma. This is not going to be like a thing where I talk extensively about that, but I did want to share a reel that I saw from Nona Jones. She's a speaker that I follow. I have caught a few of her pieces of information and it resonated with me. I've done a few of her daily devotionals through the YouVersion Bible app. I don't know her entire body of work, so I can't speak on her entire body of work, but I have found the information that I've seen to be helpful. And I figured I would share this with you because, this is a broad group here. We have women from all walks of life, from many different countries and many different experiences and backgrounds. And so I wanted to share something with you that may be helpful. I do want to point out that I believe in this snippet, she is talking about her trauma with SA. Okay, so if that's something that might trigger you, you might want to pause and then come back to, just get caught up. Or if you're watching the replay and, SA topics might trigger you, then you might want to fast forward through this portion, okay? But I'm going to share my video with you, share my screen, and regardless of what kind of, trauma you've experienced, I think that this is a good thought process to have when it comes to healing and, breakthrough and deliverance, of course, all through God, okay? All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's take off a couple of these banners so that we can see the screen nicely. Share my screen. If you are just tuning in, welcome, good evening. Don't forget to chime in the comments and let me know that you are here. Now, this particular page or Instagram account that I'm sharing from, I don't follow this account, so I don't know anything about it, but this is where the reel was shown. So here we go.
Him, he wasn't even working. Like, it wasn't like she brought him back because he was paying the bills.
Right.
Or, she brought him back because without his money, we would be destitute. No.
Right.
She was bankrolling him. And so it got to a point, and she even justified it by saying, well, when she told me I should have just kept my legs closed when I was a kid, she was like, well, but you wanted toys and things. And so that's why, I brought him back. And I was like, but he wasn't working. And even if I wanted toys and things, which I didn't, but let's just say I did.
You didn't want the abuse and stuff.
Listen,
toys and things doesn't constitute abuse and stuff.
I would never. I don't care how much my boys want things. If it costs their innocence, that is a too high price.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
It's too high of a price. So I think that's the part that really, 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 really hurt me. Yeah. It was just like I felt discarded. I felt abandoned. I didn't have language for it then, of course. I do now, which is why I'm trying to equip people with the language.
Yeah, for sure.
But that just did something to me.
For sure.
The reality is, just because trauma passes down to you doesn't mean it has to pass through you. Like, at some point, you have to make a decision that what happened to me will not happen through me.
Yes.
And that's a choice.
That's a choice.
It's a choice.
And if you don't choose that,
yeah,
I don't have to keep myself in a position where I will be abnormally used.
And the thing that I think hurts the most, Tim, he wasn't even working. Like,
ladies, when I heard that, even though I can't relate to the SA portion of it, to the, that abuse, but what she said was really helpful to me because, everybody's experience in life is different. And you might have gone through a traumatic experience. Maybe it had to do with your workplace. Maybe it had to do with your, spouse. Maybe it had to do with your ex-husband, ex-wife, whatnot, right? Maybe a friend, and there's some trauma in that relationship, or a family member. It doesn't necessarily have to be a certain type of abuse, but trauma is going to happen in life in some form, right? We pray and we try and avoid it. And, we know though that we live in a fallen world. So when I heard that last statement, it was extremely profound because she said, just because trauma happened to you doesn't mean it has to pass through you. So we have to just make a decision. We have to definitely do the work of healing. We have to forgive, right? We have to confront and forgive, and we have to ask for God's mercy. We have to ask God to give us a merciful heart to, move beyond what was done to us, what we experienced. And again, it doesn't have to be, SA. It doesn't have to be physical abuse. It doesn't have to be domestic violence. It literally can be a traumatizing relationship experience. You were at a job. They did you wrong. They did you dirty. That can be traumatic. Trust me, I know. You've dealt with racism and gender bias. And yes, trust me, that is hurtful. That is traumatic. That was traumatic for me, right? And so when she said that last piece, it was just like a reminder, a nice short snippet reminder that just because something bad happened to you doesn't mean that you have to then carry it around and pass it through to other people and other experiences. Yes, we should move with wisdom, but at some point we have to go through the healing process, whatever it is, whether you are talking with a professional, whether it's just you and the Lord, whether it's you and your friends, but you have to go through the healing process, and then you have to make the decision that you're not going to repeat the cycle. You're not going to repeat the cycle. So just because trauma or a bad situation happens to you, it doesn't have to pass through you. And I thought that was extremely profound, and so I wanted to share it with you because I found it helpful. Okay, so let's see. Did you find that helpful, ladies? Can you relate to that? Is there someone that you can share that with, that thought process, that healing step? Is there someone that you can share that with? Because I know there are a couple of people that I can think of that I'm like, hey, this could be helpful. Everybody deals with trauma, stress, experiences differently, but I think we can all agree that hurt people tend to hurt others, and we don't want to be those kind of people, right? So I thought that was helpful. All right, ladies, don't forget the question of the day. Question of the day. Where is my question of the day? What is your favorite season? Go ahead and drop it in the comment section down below. What is your favorite season? All right. And don't forget to chime in and let me know that you're tuned in. Thank you so much for the love. I see it. I see it on Facebook. Thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button, lady. Go ahead and send this episode to a friend. All right. The algorithm only knows one thing: interaction. We can have the best conversations here and nobody will know but us unless the algorithm is alerted. And the way to alert the algorithm is to comment, share, all of that good stuff. Okay, so make sure you do that for me. All right, let's hop into the comments. Tracy says, and when you are on the other side of it, you can help others because you've been there. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are so many times, Tracy, when I have to remind myself that some of my life experiences that have been absolutely negative, they are to help other people. Was it God's will? Was it his intention? No, because the Bible tells us he only has good plans for us. However, we know we live in a fallen world. We know that we make mistakes. And so even the negative is going to be for good, when we are the called according to the purpose of God, and when we help others, when we share with them what we've learned. Cautionary tales, so that's wonderful reminder. All right, don't forget question of the day, ladies. So let's chat about it. Okay, we're talking about routines. What is a routine that is going to help you have the best sleep? Okay, the best sleep. Now, this is what I've been doing because it's important, and I've talked about this many times for various reasons, why I enjoy a routine. It's dependable. It is predictable. It allows me to be more productive. It allows me to clear my mind from having to make multiple decisions in the moment because I know what step comes next. So routines are healthy regardless. But having a specific bedtime or nighttime routine signals your body, signals your mind that you're shifting gears. You're no longer in the hustle bustle movement. Now you're scaling things back. You're signaling to your mind that now we're shifting gears. We're slowing down. We're getting ready to rest peacefully. Your body is going to stop in that, do, produce, move, shake, and now you're going to slow things down. So having a routine is a signal that it's time for bed, and that your body needs to go into sleep mode. rest mode, rejuvenation mode, healing mode. Because ladies, when we sleep, our body heals itself. So a major problem that I dealt with for many years without even knowing it, I was the proverbial night owl. I could stay up, all night and then, plug through the rest of the day, the next day, and then crash around 5 and then do it all over, right? So for many years, I was taxing my body. I was taxing my HPA axis. I was taxing that part of my hormone management. And because of that, I wasn't having good sleep. I was not sleeping well, and I didn't even know it. I was the person prior to making changes and setting my nighttime routine. Maybe you can relate. I was the person who would wake up multiple times throughout the night. I was the person where if I turned on my left side, I was aware I was turning on my left. If I turned on my right side, I was aware I was turning on my right. If there was any, shift in the blankets or whatever, I was aware of every single movement I made throughout the night. And that simply means that I was not having a good night's rest. My body was not going into sleep, repair, heal mode. My hormones were still all over the place. I didn't know that at that time. But that is what my life was for decades. I'm talking about decades, ladies. And of course, it didn't catch up with me until my late 30s, early 40s, when I was realizing that there were some changes in my body. We could go into that. But I was like, well, something is wrong. Something has changed. And really, it was just, poor sleep habits and poor hormone management that was finally catching up with me, So anyway, applied knowledge is power. So let's apply some knowledge tonight. Let's begin to focus on a routine that is going to signal us that it's time for bed, that is going to give us the best sleep. All right. You ready, ladies? Are you ready? Are you ready? Boop, 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 boop. I'm excited because I know this is going to be life impacting. I know it is. All right. So the first thing we're going to do when we are creating this is what I do. Take what you want. This is what I do. The first thing that I like to do is I like to have some tea. So I've already had dinner. If I want like a little, yogurt parfait thing, I'll do that for my little dessert. But my first thing is I like to get some tea or some warm milk. And, there are many benefits to tea and warm milk, or tea or warm milk. But for me, the tea is warm. And so it gives me a cozy feeling, right? Let me know in the comment section if you're a tea drinker. I do have 2 teas that I've really been enjoying lately. I'm going to share them with you. This one is my mint and herbal tea. Okay. I like this one. And then this one is the ginger turmeric tea. You can get whichever ones you like. However, ladies, your tea that you're drinking should not have caffeine before bed. Okay, you should not have caffeine before bed because it's going to keep you up. So this one, I don't even know where I got these. I can't recall, but that's the whatchamacallit one. The mint herbal tea, it's caffeine free, and then the ginger turmeric. But my screen is flipped around, so let me flip it like that. There we go. Okay. Let's flip it back. All right. So those are the 2 teas that I've been enjoying, but really you just want anything that is going to be warm, cozy for you. Again, nothing with caffeine. Okay. So we're not talking about espresso or anything. And be careful, even with some of your green tea, they can have caffeine. So you want decaffeinated or caffeine-free warm beverage. Now, I am not one to do warm milk, but I know many people do. I've heard that in the past, the benefits of warm milk. So I decided to look it up. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's see what some of the benefits are for drinking warm milk. And you can even spice your warm milk because it is fall season. You can spice it up with, just some grated cinnamon. You can put, a little pumpkin spice on there. You can even, froth up some, heavy cream, and then, really do it up with or froth up your milk, I should say, and really do it up. But some of the benefits of drinking warm milk before bed, it's a natural sleep inducer because it has tryptophan. Tryptophan is the same thing that is in turkey meat, which is why most people fall asleep after Thanksgiving dinner. Okay. It also helps because it has a calming effect and it's relaxation. It's rich in nutrients. So milk is a form of vitamin D and magnesium, and both of those help with your sleep patterns. So that's a supplement that I take. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But you want, something that's rich in those kind of nutrients because it actually assists in your sleep. Let's see, it stabilizes blood sugar. Okay, so a small amount of milk can help prevent dips in blood sugar levels during the night, and that is going to reduce the wakefulness, right? So basically just popping up in and out of sleep throughout the night. It is comforting and it promotes relaxation. So warm milk or the warmth of the milk can help relax tense muscles and promote overall physical relaxation. Okay, so there you have it. I've heard for many years that warm milk is great for sleep. I've never tried it, but I was like, you know what? There are some people who do, and maybe you don't know the reason, or you haven't tried it, or maybe you're not a tea drinker. Like I know in the past, Tracy, you've mentioned that you don't drink tea much anymore because it had an adverse effect. I remember you shared that on one of our episodes. So for you, maybe you might want to do warm milk, to again promote that more peaceful sleep. All right. Let's hop back into the comments. Let's see here. Kathy has entered the chat. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, let's see. Tracy says that she just bought Tim, which is her hubby, some green tea. And is that good for relaxing him? Yes, but you just have to make sure it doesn't have caffeine. That is the main thing. Green tea is good, but it cannot have caffeine because that's going to have the adverse effect. Green tea has its own natural health benefits and properties, but when you add the caffeine, it nixes out the relaxation aspect of it. So yeah, that's the only thing. You just want to make sure it doesn't have caffeine. All righty, ladies. So we're going to do some warm tea. Now for me, I'm drinking tonight, even though it's not time for bed, but I've really been enjoying the ginger turmeric tea. Of course, I'm drinking it out of my GLC mug. Okay, time for a shameless plug. Okay, so I have the GLC mug. This cup is available, and I will either see you at the top or from the top. You decide. Okay, that's there. And then, of course, we have this one, which is a bestseller. Okay, about my father's business. Yeah, she's fly. And it says daily because we're daily about our father's business. And then where is it? Back here. Okay, we have our salty campus style mug. You ladies seem to like that one as well. And that one just says like Matthew 5. Okay, we're salty like Matthew 5. And on the back of it, it's really cute. I designed it to have just some little salt grains passing down. Can you see it? Or I think the light is blowing it out. Can you see it? There you go. You see a little salt grain, just like, phew. Yeah. I just thought it was cute. A little touch. Okay. And all those things are available on my website. You can check those out under the shop tab. All right. So yeah, for me, it's tea, but you can also do warm milk or some other, like warm beverage, but preferably something that is all natural and soothing without caffeine. Okay. All right. So the next thing, ladies, that I like to do, and I start my routine probably about 1 hour before I know I'm going to go to bed. So even if I'm at my computer in my home office and I'm working, which is usually what is happening, I still start my routine before I plan to lay down because I want to give my body a chance to settle down. Like, especially after these lives, my hubby knows, like I'm hype. I'm excited. I'm wired because I've been chatting with you all. My mouth is going a million miles per minute. So I'm hyper. So I really have to start the settle down routine before it's time for me to actually go to sleep. So I'm really giving my body a chance to settle. Okay, so that's really important. You don't want to say, okay, your bedtime is at 9 or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock and you're trying to do this at like 10:30. Give yourself some more time. Even, 45 minutes before would be good. So get your tea, begin to signal. This is the start of my nighttime routine. It works for me. I shift gears. I shift gears, and that's the important thing. So the next thing I like to do is I like to make sure that I have my supplements. Now, throughout the day, I take my day supplements, but I also have my nighttime supplements. And the main one is my cortisol manager. I will tag all of this down below, but anything that is going to help you, again, reduce stress and get to sleep. All right. So I have a cortisol manager that I really enjoy. I also have one by Dr. Axe that I really enjoy. And again, this is for me, and it might be for you too, if you struggle with sound sleep, if you deal with effects of high cortisol, feeling anxious all the time, feeling jittery all the time, having chronic fatigue, itchy skin, itchy ears, puffy face. What else? Lower belly fat that just seems so stubborn. And, you're doing all the other things. You're trying to work out. You're trying to cut calories. You're doing keto, whatever. You're doing efforts and it's not budging that lower, belly fat. That can all be signs of poorly managed cortisol. All right. So for me, I had to do a lot of research and talk to my, functional medicine specialist so that she could tell me exactly what was going on. And it was very helpful to me. So there are so many ways to determine if you are dealing with high cortisol or poorly managed cortisol levels. So for me, before bed, this one specifically, the integrative therapeutics, this one is made to be taken before bed. So I'll take 1 or 2 of these before bed. And I just went and ordered another bottle from Amazon because, ladies, look, I have solamente dos, only 2, that's it. I only have 2 little ones left. So I was like, I can't be without it. So I went ahead and ordered another one. It will be coming tomorrow night. So I'll be good. And then sometimes, if I still feel a bit jittery for whatever reason, I will take a melatonin and ashwagandha supplement. And this is over the counter. It's the ZQL one. Let me go ahead and try and switch my camera again so you can see it. All right. There we go. Okay. This one I get from like Dollar General, Walgreens, pretty much anywhere really. And I take this one. It says 1 to 2 tabs, depending on how I am feeling. And you know yourself best. I'll take 1 or 2 of these. Okay. And this is not an every night thing. And I don't take it unless I know I'm going to get 7+ hours of sleep, because you'll be groggy if you take it and you don't have enough time to actually sleep. But in the moments where I feel as though, okay, I'm still a bit wired, I'm still a bit hyper, I can't settle down, or let's say I forgot to take my, my cortisol, or let's say I didn't get a chance to drink my nighttime tea, but I know that I need to bring things down and calm myself, then I'll go ahead and I'll take a gummy, and I'll do that maybe like 20 minutes, I think it says, before bed. So this one says 30 minutes before bedtime. All right. Of course, anything I share with you, I encourage you to speak with a professional, right? So please don't say Dr. Sherunda on YouTube said to take this. Clear it with your medical professional, okay? I'm just telling you what works for me. And these are all available either on Amazon or over the counter. But melatonin and ashwagandha are known to help with just calming you and helping with going to sleep and regulating your sleep patterns. So taking that for me has been extremely helpful. And of course, there are other brands that don't have, like the gummy, the sugars and all of that. So if you want something that is just pure melatonin without the, gummy fillers, you can find those as well. But this has worked for me. It hasn't, stopped me in my, my weight management efforts. All right. Itching ears and lower belly fat. I started the supplements when you brought it up a few weeks ago. Can my family doctor do the hormone blood work? Okay, so first of all, yes, itching ears, which to me, that was the most unexpected side effect of just perimenopause, which I am actively in, which is crazy, crazy, just because, I don't know, it just feels like such a rite of passage, But anyway, so when I realized like I was always having like, right in there, like just constantly, my ear was itching. And then, yes, I too have noticed that I'm dealing with stubborn lower belly fat. And so I've just been constantly trying to make some changes and all, and with my supplements. And of course, my lifestyle, because it's, you still have to do right. But the supplements have been helping. So I'm glad you grabbed those, Tracy. And consistency, what I've noticed, consistency is key. And yes, lifestyle changes, so if you have a high stress life, for whatever reason, we have to look for ways. And I'm always looking for ways as a busy doctor, entrepreneur, mom, wife, all of that. I'm trying to find ways to decrease stress and anxiety inducing experiences in my life. All right. And it's an active lifestyle change. But you said that, can your family doctor do the hormone blood work? So here's been my experience, Tracy. I had asked my primary care doctor to run tests for hormone levels and all, and they did. He's really great. Very pleased with him as my primary care provider. However, the tests that he ran, they were limited to thyroid. I think that was the main one, the thyroid hormones, and then maybe one other, but they didn't test like my cortisol tolerance, cortisol levels. There were some other tests that were done. I think they did iron. My primary care did iron and, all of the usual chem panel. But when it came to the specific ones for hormones for women, they didn't. Yours might be. You might want to ask, but I found that when I went to a functional medicine specialist, I was able to get the most comprehensive blood work done. So, that's just my experience. Okay. Melatonin gives me vivid nightmares, but doesn't do that to Tim. He takes 20 milligrams a night. And yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that some people, it really is just too much for them, as magnesium. So magnesium is another one that some people, even some of my family members, I'll say, hey, don't forget your magnesium, because again, that's a food or a supplement or a nutrient that is not commonly found in the foods that we're eating. Or if it is, it's so minuscule that it's ineffective. And so if we're not careful, having low magnesium levels, low vitamin D levels, that can lead to imbalance in hormones and all of that. And even just mental health impact, right? Depression is closely linked to low vitamin D levels and low magnesium. So a couple of my, friends and family members, I told them, hey, don't forget your magnesium. And one, person in particular was like, oh, I can't take that. It really just made her feel depressed. It made her feel way too calm, way too mellow, almost like she was trying to crawl out of, a depressive state. So it's definitely different for everybody. That's why I'm saying, do your own research, focus on how your body responds, and talk with your providers, But if you notice that you're looking for something, you haven't given these things a try them out, okay? Yes, magnesium is good for restless legs, for mental health. It's good for cramping. I was dealing with a lot of cramping, especially around age 38 and 39. I mean, it was embarrassing how many times I was getting cramps in my lower limbs. And it wasn't until, I did some research. And then, of course, I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, what the heck? And we're just talking casually about, just life. And I was like, yeah, I keep on getting these cramps. And she's like, oh, have you tried magnesium? And that was not something that was on my radar. I'd heard about it. I knew the impact just as far as being a doctor, but not as far as what would happen if your levels were too low. And so I tried magnesium. Now it's a part of my daily multivitamin, which I don't have in front of me, but I don't take it separately anymore because it's contained in my multivitamin. But magnesium is helpful. It helps to calm you. It can help you to have more clarity of mind. It definitely helps with muscle relaxation. So there you have it. Okay, so that's another supplement that is a part of my routine by way of my multivitamin. All right, ladies, are you enjoying tonight's episode? If you are, just put in the comment fall. Put in the comments fall if you're enjoying tonight's episode. Facebook, I see you. Go ahead, comment fall down below. YouTube, continue to show up. I'm grateful for you all. All right, I have a couple more things that I'm going to, a couple more things that I do for my nightly routine. All right. So after I do my cortisol managing supplements or, nighttime sleep managing supplements, then the next thing I like to do is I like to get and use either a heated blanket or a weighted blanket. Let me tell you, if you have never used a heated blanket or a weighted blanket, especially during the fall with the AC running or like the overhead ceiling fan going, oh, thank me later. It's a game changer. Okay, so I'm gonna show you mine right here. So I have it over here on my hubby's office chair. Let me show you. This is my weighted blanket. This thing feels so good. Like right now, even just putting it on, it's like, oh my gosh, it feels so good. Ladies, it feels so good. Have you tried a weighted blanket? My good friend Chris, before she passed away, I miss her so much, but she was telling me about how much she enjoyed sleeping with a weighted blanket. And she even bought her son Mikey a weighted blanket and how great he was sleeping and all. And I was like, huh? This was like maybe 6 years ago. Yeah, because Cammy was like a baby. So 6 or 7 years ago. I wish I had bought a weighted blanket from before. What? It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. So if you've never used a weighted blanket, here are some of the reasons you should, because you will get the best sleep. The best sleep. Okay. Happy fall. Happy fall. Happy fall. You're welcome. Trust me. Okay. So weighted blankets, they promote deep pressure stimulation. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it's a gentle pressure from a weighted blanket. It mimics therapeutic technique called deep pressure stimulation, which has a calming, soothing effect on the body. And it's similar to a hug. It really is. It feels so good. So good. I got mine on Amazon. I just didn't have a chance to put everything down in the description box, but I will as soon as the episode is over. Okay. So if you want to grab it, you can use my link. You don't have to. You can Google it on your own. Okay. You don't have to use my links. All right. The next thing is the weighted blanket reduces anxiety and stress because the weight can lower the levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Okay, ladies, get into it. And let's see, while increasing serotonin and melatonin. So if you're someone who you're like, I don't want to mess around with, supplements, but you want to increase your serotonin and melatonin, these are both sleep regulating hormones, and you want to lower your cortisol, you don't want to take supplements, ladies, get under a weighted blanket, okay? And it improves sleep quality. It gives a sense of comfort, which is very true. It does help you fall asleep faster. I can tell you that. I put this on and my husband's like, oh, you were knocked out. You were just gone. Yeah. Yes, I was. It's wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. It eases insomnia. Many users report that a weighted blanket helps alleviate insomnia by calming the nervous system, making it easier to relax and fall into restful sleep. It relieves symptoms of restless leg syndrome. Tracy, hey, lady. Weighted blankets can help soothe restless leg movements, providing relief and improving sleep quality for those with RLS. It helps with sensory processing issues. So certain people might have processing disorders where, your nerves aren't sensing normal touch in an appropriate way, and that can be painful. It can prevent good sleep, but this helps because it's a weighted blanket and it can provide comfort and reduce overstimulation. All right, so people with like neuropathy, diabetic neuropathy, chemotherapy related neuropathy, Guillain-Barré syndrome neuropathy, for whatever reason, lower back pain, and you have, that tingling, burning in your feet and it's hurting in your lower limbs, your legs, try a weighted blanket. I'm just saying, okay, try a weighted blanket because it can definitely help. All right. Yeah, those are some of the main things, the main benefits of using a weighted blanket. Okay, I can't keep it on because I will fall asleep. This sucker is so comfortable. And then the other thing that I like to use, and of course, this is all with my overhead fan going on, because when you're in a cool environment and you have, warm blankets and such cuddling you, it helps you to fall asleep even better. It literally makes your body go into a deeper, more restful sleep. So I like to have my ceiling fan on when I'm using these blankets. So here is my heated blanket. It's not extremely large. Hubby would not like this. He does not like this. So it's just big enough for me. Again, I'll tag this down below after the episode is over. I got this one on Amazon, and it has different temperature settings. So, or not temperature really, but more, heat settings. So warm, low, medium, high. I always put mine on high. I do. All right. Let me hop into the comments. And see what you ladies are saying. But absolutely, if you are not using a heated blanket, a weighted blanket, try it out. One or the other, not together. Don't do that. That might be too much. Okay. Let me just specify. That might be too much. All right. So let's see. Ooh, hey. Jody has entered the chat. Welcome, lady. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for letting me know that you're here. I appreciate you. All right, so let's see. Hold on. I missed some of the comments. I'm going to go back. All right, so Jody commented fall, which means that she's enjoying the live chat. Kathy, Big Cat, she commented fall. She's enjoying the chat. And Tracy commented fall. Boop, boop, boop. She's enjoying the chat. All right, so Kathy says that I do not like them at all. Which one? You don't like weighted blankets or heated blankets, or both of them? Which one don't you like, and why don't you like it? What happened? Share, let us know. All right. And then Tracy says weighted blankets are the best. Yeah. And there are different weight options. If you're new to weighted blankets, just look and see the science behind it and what weight would be best for you. I can't even remember what weight this is. I don't remember, but I usually have mine folded in half. So whatever weight it is, I'm actually doubling it because it's big and I don't want to annoy hubby with it, because I mean, there's some good weight on it, but it's so comfortable. I enjoy it. All right. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. Well, Jody, I hope that, maybe you have to subscribe to this channel through your new YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So you'd have to subscribe through your new YouTube. All right. Yes. It's so annoying. I hope you get that situation fixed, Jody. I really do. All right. Tracy says, my grandson has ADHD and I bought him one and it's helped him so much. That weighted blanket, it's a game changer. So this might be something you want to share with another mama or a grandmother, all right, or a father, anybody really who they have a child, or if they themselves suffer from anxiety, restless leg, ADHD, let them know. They can be beneficial. Jody, you're so sweet. Oh, thank you so very much, my dear. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Okay, so Kathy, you say you do not like the weighted blanket. What? Oh, okay. You say because you feel totally confined and not able to move. Maybe you have the wrong weight. Maybe it's too heavy, because there are different weights. You know what I'm saying? So maybe the one you had was just too heavy for you, because there are specific, weight classes. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the problem. And then Jody says, I just love weighted blankets. Yes, absolutely. Anybody use a heated blanket? Has anybody used a heated blanket? I know Tracy said she likes weighted. Oh, weighted heated blankets. Ooh, a weighted heated blanket? Let me hop onto Amazon. Where do you get that? Is that a thing? Do I need that? Maybe I don't, but maybe I do. Oh, hubby, I think I need a weighted heated blanket. All right. Yes, you're welcome, Jody. Go find your weighted blanket or your heated blanket and have the best sleep, lady. Have the best sleep. All right. Let's see. Oh, you've tried 2 so far, Big Calf? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, because I enjoy. Have you tried heated blankets? Heated. Now, I know some people don't like to be warm, especially, but I prefer, because I'm still very chilly all the time. So I really like my heated blanket. All right. Jody says Florida is too hot for heated blankets. I understand. I'm right by Florida, like where my town is situated. I'm 20 minutes from Tallahassee. So the temperature in Florida in that part is very similar to what we experience here. But even still, I feel like with a good, AC and my overhead fan, I can still find the benefit. It's not too hard, but I fully understand what you mean. All right, I'm gonna have to check out Amazon, Tracy, because I need this weighted heated blanket. My husband going to be sick of me. He is going to be like, okay, all right, enough paraphernalia in the bed. Yeah, Tallahassee is cooler than all the way. So it is, but it's hot though. We have some humidity. It can definitely touch into the hundreds. It's hot. It's no Miami. It's no Southern Florida. You're in what, Plantation or so? Yeah, I remember being in med school down in Miami. It's a different kind of heat. This is true. It's a different kind of heat. All right. Kathy says maybe it's age. Yes, I know you don't like to be hot. So I've known, and I affectionately call her Big Kath only because that's like my second mommy. Okay, so I've known Kathy since I was in 4th grade, and when I would have a sleepover at your house, I remember it was nice and chilly. I remember that. It was like, nope. Big Cat likes it nice and chilly. And it was good because we had big, wonderful comforters. So I was never cold, but I do remember the house being cooler. So maybe it just is personal preference. Maybe. All right. And then you say, Tracy, your hubby keeps our bedroom at 65. Whoa, that is chilly. I don't know what I would do if my house were at 65. I don't know what I would do. That's chilly. But that would be so good. And that's why you have your heated blanket and your weighted blanket. So you get that nice cool and then the warm, and then you snuggle into bed and have a great night's sleep. Yeah. All right. Cooper City near Pembroke Pines. Okay, yeah. I'm familiar with Pembroke Pines. I don't know if I've ever been to Cooper City, but I did go to Pembroke Pines often. Okay, so let's see. Your house at 70. Okay, my house is usually like anywhere. The range is like 73 to 75. And that's with me still being chilly and, everybody else like, okay, we're warm, so let's drop the temperature down. So, yeah, there definitely is a temperature difference. I lived in South Florida and we did have a nice ocean breeze. The humidity here just sits there. It's a bunch of gnats. I know. Southern Georgia. Oh, we love you though. We love you. And high energy bills. I know. Well, see, now I can appreciate that. Okay, I can appreciate that. As a child, didn't appreciate it because I wasn't paying the bills. But now I can appreciate that. All right, ladies. So let's see. I have let me see, one or two. Okay, I have just one more thing that I like to do as I'm getting ready for bed. And well, before I share that, there's one that I didn't even write down as a bullet point. But one thing I start to do is I start to dim the lights. So let me go ahead and add that. If you're catching the replay, I like to dim lights and I start talking in a quiet tone. Okay, dim lights and quiet. And I do that again because I'm signaling to my body, my mind, and even just those around me that mommy's getting ready for bed. Usually my kids are in sleep by the time I go to bed, but it is good for me to just begin the shutdown process. So I will start dimming lights. When your eyes receive lights, they can either stimulate or they can calm you, right? So I will make sure that I'm not under bright lights, daylights, nothing like that in my house. I'll start using some, more warmer bulbs. I'll start using section lighting versus overhead lighting in the bedroom. I'll make sure that everything is as dim as possible so that as I'm preparing for bed, everything, my environment is signaling my mind and body that we're shutting down. And that's going to trigger my hormones to respond appropriately. So more melatonin, more serotonin, decrease the cortisol. Everything plays into it. Everything plays into it, ladies. And so for me, having a specific routine where I start to transition myself to bed has been really effective because I can tell the difference. If I don't go through these steps, I'm laying in bed and I'm like, I can feel my mind still racing. I'm still thinking about the day. I'm still planning. I'm still trying to create ideas in my mind for my business. So it's like, no, I really have to go through these steps to quiet my body and quiet my mind. So I'll start to dim the lights and I'll start to speak in a very quiet tone. I won't raise my voice because, again, I'm just shutting down. It's like a power down move, okay? So I find that very, very helpful with just the dim lights and the quiet tones. I also do the same thing in the mornings. In the mornings when I get up, because I want to slowly awaken my body. I have my, what's it called? Like a sleep light. I'm blanking on the name of it, but it awakes me with a certain light color that is going to alert my brain to wake up and to begin to regulate my cortisol to kind of, increase in the morning when you need it. But I want it to be nice and gradual. I don't want it to be frantic. I no longer have an alarm that wakes me up like or beep, beep, beep on my phone. Instead, I have Christian music instrumental just playing, and then it signals me to wake up. Even in the morning when I'm getting ready, again, because I want to gradually wake up and gradually increase my cortisol levels, I will keep all the lights, the big overhead lights in the room off and just use, focal lighting, position lighting, and just the lower yellow tone lightings, right? And I'll speak very quietly up until I'm ready to wake up. And then when I wake up and I turn on the regular daylight, bright light bulb in my bathroom, that's when I'm like, okay, all systems fire. And I find that even when I do that morning routine of stretching and slowly getting up and not being frantic and not hearing the alarm clock beep, 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 and just dashing into the shower, when I slowly wake myself up, I can feel my body naturally revving up in a healthy way versus a frantic, stressful way. And I can transition better mentally into my day. So that's a whole other conversation, whole other topic. But having your environment set is crucial. It's crucial because the outside, it communicates with your insides. Okay, so it's very crucial. All right, let's check on this. Okay, so he turns on my blanket before I go to bed to warm my side. Oh, that's so wonderful. Go, Tim. That's kind. That is so very kind of him. Let's see. Your grandson's calling. Okay, no problem. And Jody, you said that you're enjoying the advice. Awesome. Very, very happy. Very happy. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend, family member, sister, co-worker. Okay, male or female, because men need better sleep too. Okay, this is not just a woman's situation, but you can also share it with your hubby, with your sons. Okay, brothers. All right, the last thing that I want to share to help me get a good night's sleep. I'm thinking of so many other things that I do, but I guess we'll abbreviate it. But this right here, just having like a scented candle or diffuser, some aromatherapy before I go to bed. I usually end my night, if I'm not like, watching TV with hubby or spending time with my hubby before bed during the week specifically. On the weekends, it's a little bit different, but I still have my power down routine, But usually I finish my night here in my home office. And so I will have this candle warmer here. and I'll turn it on. So as soon as I come home, I turn on my candle warmer so that the entire office has a nice aroma. It's relaxing because I know that I'm going to end my evening in this room. That's usually what happens. I end my evening before I transition to my bedroom. I end my evening in this room because I'm doing work, right? I'm working on my business. So I like to have certain scents that are calming and soothing, not something that is really, light and bright. No, instead I'm looking for eucalyptus, lavender, warm vanilla to calm me down. Nothing like a harsh, espresso or, beans or anything. Nothing like that. No coffee scents, because those are all going to rev me up and think about, first cup of Joe in the morning. I'm not thinking about that. Now it's time to shut things down. So I do like to have some kind of scented candle or my diffuser. I also have a diffuser up in my bathroom. When I'm doing my nighttime skincare routine or my morning routine, I'll have a certain scent going. If it's the daytime, morning, I'll have something bright and, citrus. And then if it's in the evening, I'll have something warm like eucalyptus and lavender, right? Again, we're just using different senses to help power down. We are directing our body and telling our body that it's time to go to bed. And aromatherapy is a key way to do that, because scents really impact your mind and how your body is feeling. Okay. So that is one thing I do. Another thing I do that I forgot to mention was I use earplugs, but I can say it's God. If my kiddos are calling me, 9 times out of 10, I can still hear. Maybe it's mom ears, but I like to have like my eye mask on so it's nice and dark, and then my earplugs that I sleep in. That way it's just like no disturbing. I'm telling you, when I do these things, I sleep like a baby. Of course, I'm talking to God before I go to bed. Spiritual growth notwithstanding, these are the physical things that I do to prep myself for bed. And it's been a game changer. And again, you can add your fall scents into your candles and aromatherapy, right? You can also even, we talked about the first thing was like your warm milk and your tea. You can use fall inspired flavors to make it, more season appropriate and just, add to the little, spice of life. But if you do these things, ladies, a combination, all of them, some of them, you will have better sleep. Unless there is some extenuating circumstance. Your sleep will be more sound. You'll wake up more refreshed and rejuvenated. And ladies, don't forget that we need, I'm going to say 7 hours because I can't find the 8th hour just yet, but we need 7+ hours of sleep every night, which as a mom, as, a wife, doctor, entrepreneur, that's not always easy. Many times hubby has to call me and be like, take your tail to bed, because I will be down here and he's up in the room or he's out there in the, in the family room. And he's like, you need to go to bed. But I'm driven, I like, once I get into a task, my personality is I want to keep doing the task until I'm finished. Can you relate? Yes. So yeah, sometimes he's like, come on now, ma'am. You already know self-care. And I'm like, you're right. I talk about self-care all the time, and getting adequate sleep is important. It's important. Plus you burn calories when you're sleeping. Did you know that? Ladies, did you know that you burn calories when you're sleeping? Yeah. Take your tail to bed. Burn those calories. Okay. Burn those calories, ladies. All right. Jody says she's going to share for sure. Thank you so very much. Awesome. All right, ladies, let us not forget that we have our January 11, 2025 retreat, reset and renew, fill up to fulfill. We're going to fulfill the goals that we have set for 2025. We're not going to come with empty vessels. We're going to fill up so that we can fulfill the goals we have for the upcoming year. I know how it is. Top of the year, you have great goals, aspirations, things you want to accomplish, but you are burnt out. You are tired and taxed out from the hectic holiday season. We're not doing that this year. So what I want for you to do is already purpose in your mind. Go ahead, take your phone out, take a calendar out, and purpose in your mind that you are going to sign up for the Thomasville one-day retreat. So it is one day, but it's going to be a life impacting day. And you are going to set yourself up for success. There will be a streaming option. So even if you're not able to come in person, there will be a streaming option. So you can still sign up. What I like to tell people is a major form of self-care, and personal development and wisdom is doing something today that your future self will thank you for. One thing you can do is you can purpose to attend the Reset and Renew Retreat happening in January 2025, January 11, okay? And registration opens up. Obviously, the online streaming portion, that is no capacity limit, but the in-person is limited to 50 ladies only. So if you are local or if you want to travel for the event, totally okay. But just make sure that you grab your ticket. Okay, grab your ticket as soon as it's available. I'm going to make that available pretty soon. I'm just still working on some of the design elements. And you'll find out what you can expect, what the topics are going to be. It is going to be a wonderful experience. It's going to have a spa type experience, obviously for in person, but then it's also going to have the renewal. So we're talking about mind, body, spirit renewal. We're hitting all three. Okay, you don't want to miss it. So make sure that you are locked in. Join my email community, absolutely free. That way you can find out about the Reset and Renew Retreat registration when it's available. It's available really soon. I don't want for you to miss it. Okay. Yeah, you can relate to finishing a task. And Jody, so what she's talking about, ladies, if you recall, I was just talking and saying how when I start a task, I want to finish it in one seating, and I have to discipline myself, or hubby has to remind me, hey, you need to go to bed. Tomorrow is another day. I have to stagger out my work. Otherwise, I will try and push through and then be up until 1, 2 in the morning and totally derail my next day and totally, mess up my hormone management, right? So it's all about wisdom. It's all about better time management. And for me, it is just disciplining myself to walk away from the task and then come back again the next day. Yeah, I think that's really important. I don't sleep unless it is done. It's a Westwood thing. It must be. I'm telling you, that is something that I struggle with. I've really gotten better with the discipline, especially because this hormone management is so crucial for me. But yeah, that's something that I definitely can see about myself. Maybe it is a Westwood thing, because it's like, yeah, once I open up that book, once I open up the laptop, once I set out that plan, I want to see it through to the end. But that's not always wise. We have to discipline ourselves, Jody. We had to get things done at boarding school. It's true. That I think has a lot to do with it. Just that spirit of excellence and getting it done. All good life lessons, though. All good life lessons. All right, ladies, that is all I had for today's episode. Did you find it helpful? Yes? Comment down below. What other topic would you like for us to discuss? I have my own topics lined up, and if there is something new that comes up, then I will shift things around. But if there is a specific topic that you want for us to chat about, let me know. You can reach out to me by email. You can message me on socials. All right, reach out to me and let me know if there's a specific topic that you want for us to talk about. If you enjoyed tonight, don't forget to smash that like button and spam the comment section if you're watching the replay. Those of you who did tune in, thank you so very much. Yay, kudos to you. Jody, I'm so glad you found it helpful and that it was amazing. Praise God. Before we go, I do want to just pray for all of us who are tuned in, those of us catching the replay. So if you're able to, go ahead and bow your head. If not, it's okay. We're just talking to God, okay? We don't have to be extremely formal. We are talking to our Heavenly Father. All right, so Let's wrap things up with a prayer. Lord, I thank you so very much for another opportunity for the GLC community to come together, Lord, to have fun, to fellowship, to share knowledge. God, thank you so much for the community that you are building, for the lives that you are touching through this platform. Lord, thanks so much for the friendships that are forming. Father, I ask right now that you would just help us as we are, going through our evening tonight. Lord, help us to get restful sleep. Lord, you said in your word that even your sleep, in the book of Psalms, you told us even our sleep is important to you. So Lord, we just ask you to help us to make smart choices in our lifestyle that is going to help us to honor our temple. Honor the temple you've given us, God, so we can sleep peacefully. Lord, I ask right now that you just open our eyes to any areas that we can do better, Lord, and just give us the help that we need. We are asking for your help, God. If there's anyone who's watching right now, Lord, that has a special need, I just ask that you provide ways for her to have her needs met, Lord. And if there's something that we can do specifically as a community, God, just show us. Lord, we love you so very much. You're wonderful. You're amazing. We give you all of the praise and adoration. We thank you so much for peace, and we declare peace and safety and protection in the name of Jesus. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. Ladies, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to wrap things up for this evening. So remember, there are new episodes of GLC that air every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. And until next time, remember, I am Dr. Sherunda Simone, and I will either see you at the top or from the top. You decide. Bye.